With leaves as big as elephant ears, roots as big as trees, and pumpkins as big as smart cars, Jeff Reid from Waterville, Nova Scotia is on track yet again to grow another record-breaking pumpkin. We're back in the pumpkin patch this year as Waterville, Nova Scotia's own Jeff Reid is back for another successful season of growing giant vegetables. But this year, all focus is on his giant pumpkins and his fight for overall giant pumpkin supremacy.
It's been a great year. The spring was actually quite cold, but this year it's actually been pretty good later in the season. Right now I've gotten more organic products and seem to have a really good year so far.
So tell me about your pumpkins. I mean, obviously, just by looking at them, they're quite big. What have you done so far as maintaining these pumpkins to get them to where they are today?
Basically, a lot of water. That's the big thing this year. We haven't had a lot of rain, so a lot of water. It's been very time-consuming.
And Jeff Reid has 3 pumpkins in his arsenal this year, and each one of them weighs over 1,000 pounds.
One at 1,400 pounds this year. One at 1,300 and one at 1,150. And the squash is around 800 pounds. There's a lot of work. Basically, a lot of time. The more time you put in, the bigger they get. Burying vines to create a double root system, and lots of water, keeping them fed. List goes on. There's just so many things. If anyone ever wants to learn, come and see me and I'll show you. So here's something I want to show you, Ian. A lot of people think that milk, that people feed giant pumpkins milk, but when you actually pinch them off, they actually have a smell of sour milk. Wow, they actually do have a smell of sour milk. And what causes that? It's just the plant itself, but I think that's where the milk thing comes from. I don't know why anybody wouldn't do it. Think that you actually have to inject them with milk, but I think that's where the idea comes from. It smells like milk. And although Jeff Reid is in an international competition when it comes to giant pumpkins, he doesn't mind lending a hand in helping others that want to start this sport as well. Tell me how you first got started into growing giant pumpkins.
Well, Jeff Reid kind of got me started into it.
And how many pumpkins do you currently grow every year? Do you just do one or do you do multiple?
I grow multiple. Multiple? About 3 or 4.
Tell me what you think of Jeff Reid's pumpkins and the work he's done so far.
They're really nice, and there's a lot of work to it.
And among Jeff's many duties, he's also an executive committee member of the Great Pumpkin Commonwealth.
I've been doing it now for 2 years on the worldwide Commonwealth. Basically, we make sure the rules are being followed. I'm the Eastern Canada representative, and we meet every Sunday and decide, what everybody needs to get done and make sure that things are moving along smoothly. Anybody have any questions at the weigh-offs, they're to contact me, and I'm to help them in any way I can. That's what I'm there for the growers. And speaking of weigh-offs, well, that's the next thing Jeff's looking forward to on his agenda. Really looking forward to it, how my year's been, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what pans out in the end, and meeting everybody, especially a lot of new growers, and learning new things and trying new ideas. And as Jeff Reid's growing season is currently coming to a close, and with the giant vegetable weigh-in only 2 weeks away in Waterville, Jeff Reid's hopeful that at least one of his pumpkins will win a major award this year. And with this little fella weighing more than 1,400 pounds already, well, there's a good chance and a good shot he might win. But in the end, it's up to the weigh-off to decide exactly which giant pumpkin will reign supreme. And if you'd like to check out a couple of the weigh-ins this month in Nova Scotia, there are 2 of them. One in Waterville at Glad Gardens on September 23rd, and the other in Windsor on September 30th. Reporting in Waterville, Nova Scotia for Ian Swinimer Reports, I'm Ian Swinimer, and thanks for watching.